are back. Hello, how are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and as usual, it better not be good night. Here we are again for another episode of HFLE for all the we. And today we are talking about something that's very personal to each and every one of us, and that is called disappointment. Now, we get disappointed for many different reasons, but the thing about disappointment is that it is personal, it is unique, it has sadness, it has fear, it has anger, and it is expressed to different people in different ways, and it is natural. So to help us today talk about disappointment, we have with us
Miss Kim Jones, Guidance Counselor of Combermere School. Up and on. Hi, everyone. How are you doing today?
And we also have a very special guest with us, Matthew Wright. Say hi to us, Matthew.
Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Great, great. Thank you so much for joining us. So we're going to be exploring this whole aspect of disappointment today. And remember, we're doing this as an initiative of the Barbados Association of Guidance Counselors. And we're doing it because we care, all right? So back to this disappointment thing. There are so many reasons today that people have disappointments about, all right? So we're going to talk about a few of them, and then we're going to zone in on one in particular. But let's just start with the beginning. How many of you are out there disappointed because you didn't get a chance to have certain types of celebrations?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whether it be a birthday celebration, whether it be, I know for when I was in school, the end of term, end of the school year, when I was heading from third form into fourth form, you know, you got to write up your shirt or whatever, whether you were supposed to do it or not, but you did it.
Yeah.
And those things were rituals that you look forward to, that made everything wonderful, whether it was celebrating your birthday at school with your friends, and you didn't get a chance to do that. And so it's a little smaller birthday party or a little more intimate celebration.
Yeah.
These are the things that you miss.
And especially, we just went through Easter, okay? Yes. We were supposed to have had Easter break. And you know what happens at Easter? What?
Okay.
Kites. Right.
Yeah.
See? Right. Did you get to fly a kite, Matthew, this year?
I did not, no.
No. Me neither. Huh?
I didn't even have a kite, actually. No, I think.
Right. And for us, I mean, I love flying kites. One year, I was a part of a team that we went into a competition to make the biggest kite. And I think we had a kite that was a span of like about 40 feet or something like that. Wow. We painted it and everything. But this year, no chance for kite flying, you know. And I barely got Easter chocolates. Barely. Right? But there were so many reasons that people were disappointed.
Yes,
right? Rituals missed, birthdays, the bank holidays. We had, what, 2 bank holidays?
Yes.
And didn't do anything for the bank holidays to speak of. And people were disappointed. So with that, we are looking at ways that we can deal with this disappointment. But first, we have to identify some of the feelings that we have with disappointments. Sometimes it's anger. Oh, yeah. You're angry because you can't do what you are accustomed doing, correct?
Correct. And a lot of times as well, you feel hurt because it's your time to do certain things. And for example, again, with the whole moving from third to fourth form, it's now your time to do it, and it's your time to have your ritual. And you can't. And there's the hurt there is, you know, you might want to go out with your friends and you can't do that. And there's hurt there as well from that.
Yeah. And apart from the hurt's a part of anger, there's also that sadness.
Yes.
I've missed an opportunity and I'll never have it again. Oh, woe is me. And, you know, we're not laughing at, but we're looking at the fact that a lot of times when we're disappointed, we think that it's the end of everything, the end of the world. But we're here to tell you today that it really isn't. That's why Matthew is here. Because let me tell you a little bit about Matthew's disappointment. Or Matthew, can I share your disappointments, or do you want to tell your disappointments?
I mean, you could share it, you know.
All right. I will share Matthew's disappointments. Matthew is a triathlete. He has represented Barbados on so many different levels. A triathlete is someone who runs, cycles, and swims, all in the same race. Okay?
Wow.
It's like a marathon on steroids.
Yes.
Correct?
It is crazy.
Big. It's crazy. But it is very, very satisfying to those people who are doing it and doing it well. If you remember, Matthew, from school sports, you did a lot of long distance running as well, didn't you, Matthew?
Yeah, I did.
I remember him from
Right.
that.
So,
Absolutely.
I remember him from school sports.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I still have the record actually at BSAC.
And you still have the BSAT record.
Yeah.
So you know what? Matthew is one of us. He's one of you.
Absolutely.
So he knows what it is like not to have sports. Now, here he is representing Barbados on an international scene. And he was preparing and training to qualify for the Olympics. So one of his first disappointments is he got injured. You got injured, right?
Yeah, I got injured, yeah.
He got injured. Oh, so disappointment number one. So in dealing with the injury, he says, you know what? Let me go home to Barbados and have a little recuperation there. All right. So he gets to Barbados. Disappointment number two. Pandemic hits. Places locked down. Not just Barbados, but all over the place is locked down.
Correct.
Okay? Disappointment number two. And then the ultimate disappointment number three. The major event that he was training for to qualify in, which is the Olympics. Guess what? Kim, tell us the bad news about the Olympics.
I'm upset and I want to cry. It's been canceled, postponed. I know for me that hurt because I have never not watched the Olympics. I planned my vacations around the Olympics. This is from when I was a child, and my mother, my brothers, we would all even plan our dinner time and our breakfast time around the Olympics. So I'm kind of out of my zone with no Olympics, and I'm not even an athlete. And so I cannot even really fathom or imagine what you, Matthew, must be going through.
Yeah. So that's 3 sets of disappointments, all due to sports and all due to the passion for something that he was really looking forward to. But guess what? Matthew is coping. And this morning, he's going to share something of what he's going through and share how he is coping with you, who we know are hurting right now, especially for missing things like school sports. So Matthew, tell us a bit about what you're going through and how you're going through it.
Yeah, no, definitely. I guess that sums it up. You know, this 2020 is definitely not everyone's favorite year. Yeah, so for me, I think the thing with disappointment is that just acknowledging that it's okay to be disappointed, to just, you know, this sucks.
So acknowledge that it sucks.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the beginning of it, you know, to be like this. It's not, you don't have to go like, oh, I love being at home and I'm being able to do amazing, so happy. It's okay to be in a situation that isn't ideal.
Yes.
Then, you know, you also accept that it isn't great. And then you kind of then focus on, for me especially, like, what can I do? Or what can I do, right? So obviously I do switch, right, and run. So
stick a pin, Matthew, stick a pin. So you accept it, and then you figure out what it is you can do.
Right. You control, what you
to
can control.
Prepare yourself for when you can, you know, get back to.
Yeah, I always think, like, if you, instead of focusing on a problem, like, that's negative, focus on a solution, right?
Absolutely.
So everything is the right thing. Yeah, like, don't ever think, oh, this is the problem. Oh, I can't do something. That's not that part. I think, okay, I can do, well, I'm pushing that home, or whatever. I can work on that. That's my record.
So stick a pin again, because sometimes you're in and out of audio. So I'm picking up what you're saying, and I'm going to reiterate it so that everybody else can hear. So you're saying, instead of saying there's nothing that I can do because I'm stuck and I can't do anything, find out what you can do and then actually do it. So you're talking about substituting one activity
for another. Absolutely.
As we say in Barbados, if you don't have a horse, you're riding a cow. Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's, can you guys hear me? Or,
You're still cutting out a little bit, but we can pick up and we will just, you know.
Yeah, try to say exactly. So yeah, exactly. So, and then you just time to try music as well.
Yes.
Because honestly, I just run. I've been doing that for 10 years. And now I'm just doing other fun things, like let's say like skipping, for example, or, you know, just different exercises. We're playing some speed, running around that day, and we're playing some, going back to my days of playing football and cricket exercises, you know. Obviously, we're on a grand scale. I'm just now, dealing with what can I do, take my mind off what I can't do, and I think that's the best way to figure out. If you sit down at home to it, or you can't do all the time, that's a very dangerous hole to kind of get into.
Absolutely.
Right. So focus on what you can do.
Yes.
And not what you cannot do. Because if you focus on what you cannot do, you go down that slippery, slidey slope.
And he also said to try something new.
And try something new.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
That is fantastic. So when you're in a situation like this now, with all of these new things to try, it keeps your mind engaged, doesn't it?
Very much.
Yeah, and it kind of takes a bit of a distraction away from all the things that you were looking forward to but got disappointed for, right?
Exactly.
Tell me something. Are you in contact with some of the other triathletes around the world?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
Yeah, and how were they coping?
Don't get me wrong. So a few people I've seen so many times where some guys, obviously, you know, at first you're kind of like, it's closed down, but then after like 2, 3, 4 weeks of this happening, I've seen some guys say that they've had to just take a week off, completely off of what they know is training, right? And just go for walks, you know, do some small things that just take their mind off of focusing on training hard. Because that's, you know, it kind of becomes a bit too much. And then, you know, you take a little time away and then it refocuses your mind and you can then come and, you know, focus on what you were used to doing and trying to adapt to the new, what's the new normal.
Right.
And I think that's what I've seen the majority of people dealing, you know. It is okay to mourn because it is a bit of a trauma at the beginning. But then it's like, let's get back to daily programming or try as best to kind of be in our routine and do what we are used to doing.
I love that. I love that, especially taking the time out, because later on we're going to be talking about things that we can do as well. But taking that time out away from what you would have had as your normal routine for training. Take about a week off.
Exactly.
And then come back to the other word I like was your new normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So your new normal might not have you going to the gym to do the weights and all that. It may have you taking a walk and maybe over time walking a little faster so you're going further in a shorter space of time.
Yes.
For the same conditioning. Great. And then that connectivity. When you can reach out to other triathletes around the world, you realize something. You're not alone, are you?
100%, 100%. And I always think, like a disappointment or a mourn or whatever shared is half the burden, right? If you have other friends or other people that can talk to and are going through the same thing, and don't get me wrong, everyone is going through the same thing. It doesn't matter what Instagram or Twitter and whatever's telling you that people look like they're having the best life in quarantine or whatever, in isolation. People are having down days, and it's okay to have down days, and it is okay to sometimes, as I said before, just be like, this sucks, because it does. But you know, eventually you kind of then have to rein it back in and just be like, okay, as I said, new normal. How are we now going to operate in this new normal? And what can I do?
Definitely. So tell me something. Apart from your training and apart from the need to keep up your physical stature, what are some other things that you have been doing to kind of distract from the disappointment of not being somewhere else at this time?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, so one of the biggest things is both me and my brother live overseas, and it's the first time all four of us have been together as a family, and you know, spent this amount of time together since 5, 6, 7 years. So we've actually finally sat down. You just chat. You just chat with your family, play games, play cards. I've even started doing some stuff like meditating and all this. Kind of getting more in touch with my inner self, because I'm used to just pushing, training hard, like all the rest is just, it doesn't bother, you know, it's just like focus on training. And now I finally just taken some time to just sit down and be like, hi, mom and dad, how are you guys doing? You know, what's going on? And it's not just the odd FaceTime once a week, you know, we're actually being able to sit down and chat and, you know, and also you watch a bit of TV, but mainly I'd say games, reading, and yeah, it's like school kids can take the time to kind of try to understand a bit more of maybe something that was a bit harder to understand at school, or, you know, maybe pick up a new hobby. And yeah, you know, I've done some studying on some stuff that I've always been interested in, but let's say when I was training hard, I'm always too tired. You know, I get home from a 4-hour bicycle ride, and the last thing you want to do is sit down and read something for an hour because you're just going to fall asleep, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
And so I've just been doing, kind of a lot of those stuff that is not, what I've been used to. And I'm almost now looking at my training as exercise as opposed to training, right? So it doesn't mean I have to kill myself every day and super focused stuff, but it's just keeping those endorphins and those happy feelings going, but giving me energy that I can do other things throughout the day that I haven't done in years, you know, because you just train, eat, sleep, repeat. It's been my life for many years, right?
Yeah, I love that too. Taking the time to do things that you did not have time for before.
That's important.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is so super important. Well, I'm so glad we were able to have this chat with you. And I'm going to invite you to stay on a little bit with us just so we can wrap up. Because believe it or not, our time is already gone.
Yes.
So
I'm rambling then, guys.
No, but this is fantastic. So essentially, we're looking at some things that we haven't been able to do before. And one thing I'd like to add before we issue our challenge is looking at all of those wonderful tips. Gratitude.
Yes.
Being thankful for what you have at this time.
Yes.
And in your case, you were talking about being able to spend time with family, being able to read those books or do those studies that you didn't have a chance to before because of time. And I really love that because I don't think that under normal circumstances, we tend to do much thanking.
No, you are absolutely correct on that.
We don't express gratitude enough.
And it's the simple things. A simple thing for me was last night, for the first time in a long time, well, yesterday evening, I'm seeing hummingbirds in my garden again. And last night, every light was off and I was seeing fireflies. I don't know the last time I've seen fireflies in my backyard. And to take the time, because usually you're going to work or you're working out and you're doing this and you're doing that, and you don't take the time to just sit still and enjoy the simple things in life. And right now we're being forced to do that, to just enjoy family and enjoy friends and enjoy sometimes sitting down and doing nothing for a little bit. Because some of us don't know the last time we've sat and done absolutely nothing. We don't know.
And without feeling guilty, right?
And without feeling guilty. Correct.
I should do this. I'm wasting my time by taking 10 minutes to breathe. And now you realize, no, that's like almost what you didn't realize you needed, but how much better do you feel when you just take 10 minutes to shut off and, you know?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that was a big, it's amazing, some of the stuff.
Yeah, and the other thing too is this, Matthew, you know that this disappointment is in the here and now, but you also have hope that you will get back to getting on the path where you had to stop for this particular period of time. There will be Olympics again.
Exactly.
And I am rooting for you to qualify.
That's right.
I know you're going to qualify. And I'm also rooting for your colleagues within that particular sport to do their best and to hang in there. Once you have hope, you will get there.
Absolutely.
100%.
You will get there 100%. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm going to let you stay with us while we end up and give the challenge. All right?
Okay. Awesome.
So I'm now looking at you students and even teachers and parents out there. This is your time now to take the challenge. And it is a very simple one. Gratitude. I want you to find all the things that you can be thankful about since school ended abruptly in March. Okay? Since school ended abruptly, I want you to list all the things that you are thankful for, all the things that you have gratitude for. And I don't know about you, but I think that we might have some people out there who are going to pass 100 things. What do you think, Kim?
I think so. I am already thinking. I was saying we can do 10, but in my mind, I've already gone past 10. I'm already at 20. I'm probably going to, yes, yeah, we can do more than 100.
So we got a little competition now. I want to see who can get the most things that they're thankful for. Matthew, I'm challenging you too.
All right.
I'm going to tell you where to send it. Right? So that's our challenge to you. 100 things that you're grateful for. All right? So with that, I'm going to say thank you very much, Matthew, for being with us today and sharing your experience and sharing ways that you are coping. I'm sure that a lot of our students out there will appreciate it. Coming from a sportsman themselves, like just like them, they can appreciate it and they can identify with a lot of things that you've said.
Yes.
Kim, thank you so much for sharing as well.
You are more than welcome. More than welcome.
I forgot about the fireflies.
And the butterflies,
and
yes.
the butterflies. Those are beautiful, eh?
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm
You're
so
more
grateful
than
that you were
welcome.
able to join us too. And eventually, all of the little twerks with our Skyping did work out. We heard you really great.
Yes.
For the last bit.
Yeah.
That sounds good. And I don't hear myself. That's even better.
There you go.
So we're thankful for that too.
There you go.
All right, we're so thankful. So at this point in time, I'm going to tell you all goodbye. Take care. Stay safe. You can send your lists of gratitude to your guidance counselors in their forum, or you can send it to the email address bagc@gmail.com. We are looking forward to how many things you are grateful for. And we're going to put our list up there too. So don't fool yourself. All right? We're putting our list out there as well. So stay safe, and until the next time we're meeting, remember, it is HFLE for all the way. See you soon. Bye. Bye, Matthew.
Bye.